What games are playing today in the NBA? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second podcast show of the day on Street Savvy, the world's strongest podcast in the world, suggested opinions published by our staff right here, our panel. My name is the host of the most, Jay Works, and my co-host,
Kristen Bouchard.
and we're here to bring you the stories of the world of today in news and sports, and then our topic of the day. So first of all, we're going to bring you sports, and we're going to bring you a little something for sports. Right about now, the Boston Celtics are playing the Toronto Raptors, and they are tied 97-97 in the fourth quarter. And with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go, Boston is looking for their fifth straight win. They're not doing too good on the road, but at home they're powerful. So let's keep up the good work, Boston, and keep going. Far as the standings in the Eastern Division, the Atlantic Division, Eastern Atlantic Division, the Boston Celtics are number one, then the Philadelphia Sixers, and the Miami Heat, the Indianapolis Pacers, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the New York Knicks. New York Knicks are currently fifth in the division. Go ahead, Knicks. Let's go. And Atlanta Hawks and the Magic and the Nets, Brooklyn Nets, and the Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors, who's playing my Boston Celtics at this moment. And then the last four ranked off is Chicago Bulls, 4-8. Charlotte Hornets, 7-3. Washington Wizards, 2-9, and the Detroit Pistons, 2-10. There goes our news for sports in the division they in, and that's your basketball team, and that's your sports for the minutes from the host, Jay Works. And now, here goes the story of the day from my co-host.
News of the day.
News of the day.
Yes. In world news, China has reached a 5-year-long battle while dealing with its poverty in its country. It's been working to end poverty and has come up with a great plan, but unfortunately, the Communist Party are not really happy about it yet. They're not really ready to celebrate because they want to see more and they want to see a foolproof plan. There's a lot of poverty in China. Pretty populated. 1 billion people, I think, or something like that.
That's a number I don't know. China, they got a different dialogue.
Yeah.
They ran by a tough dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Jong-un. He's a different type of guy. He's a different type of guy. He's no nonsense, and he's pretty young. He said his sister's tougher than him.
Mm-hmm.
But, thanks for the world news.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. That's Miss Bouchard there. Now, go to our topic of the day. Our topic of the day, folks, black and brown. Why is it that policies scare you? Is it because you don't go out and vote, or because you don't know what the policy is based on? You don't follow. That's a good topic.
It is.
How you feel about that?
I'm going to be honest. For me, I don't know a lot of the policies. I don't know a lot about what they're talking about, but what I do know is that it affects our community at every level, from our school systems to our jail systems to our Social Security and disability systems. And we need to get up on learning more of the policies, go to more town hall meetings, and just sitting on different things that's going on around the community that's going to affect us when people start to vote. It's important to learn what are we voting for or what we're not voting for, which is most important, what we're not voting for.
Now, what levels you think they should be voting for? On what levels in their cities and states?
Well, you got the legislative, executive, judicial. Those are pretty local from what I think I understand. I'm not really educated in that area, but I know you got county legislators and, people like that. We should learn more about
City councilman.
city councilmen. Who are these people? What are they doing? What's their roles? Mayors, governors. What their roles are. Chiefs of police. Fire chiefs. School boards. Things like that. These are the local things we can get educated about. And learn more about and go and vote and listen in. So when we need things, we got the right people in place to serve us, not just people in place from everywhere else that everybody else is voting for. And we don't know anything. So
and I'm gonna piggyback to what my coach was saying. That's kind of true. A lot of us black folks, and a lot aren't. Let me hold you. I know a lot of black leaders. The majority of our black leaders in the city and state we live in are really out there, voicing their opinion, from the city council to a lot of the city reps, a lot of town men and women town assemblies. They out there. You got the Pamela Hummels of the world. You got a lot of different folks. You got and the Senate is very popular in New York State as well. I deal with a lot of them on a day-to-day basis. The last several years, Rachel May is a New York State senator. I'm definitely in tune with her. And then at the lower level, you got Niacha Bullock as well. She's back by the school committee, CCA, the housing committee. There's a lot of things that we can get on and that we can go vote for in those small jobs. You got the young black sister who's the chief of fire, one of the chiefs of the fire department. And she just ran for position and won.
That's awesome.
We got to get her name. I forget her name. Tamika Barton. Tamika, no?
Tamika.
What's her last name? Let me get her last name.
I know she's.
Yeah, Tamika, definitely. She's one of the black young sisters that is huge in our community. Really huge in our community. And she's be a lot of events. She hosts a lot of events. She participates in a lot of events. As well as Miss Caldwell as well. Rashida Caldwell, city councilman. You got a few people, just to name a few. Garland's funeral home. The son, he's a city councilman as well. You got who else? Other young black men. You got Sam Roberts, been in the community for years. Who just ran for one of the Senate seats, the 22nd congressional district, and he unfortunately he lost, but he's one of the good members. The Atkins family as well, Mike Atkins. He's been running for years, Democrat. Been running for years. It's a lot. Stephen Holden is one of the guys I ran with in this past election for a Senate seat. For that same Senate seat, the 22nd and the 23rd congressional district. Folks, it's a lot. You can go out there and run. If you don't like the school principal, what was going on in the school, the kid's school or the district, you got guys, you can go to Mike personally and talk to him. You can vote people in and out. But you have to get off your keister, folks. You got to get off your behind. You got to make those things an agenda for you to do for your family and your friends and your taxpaying dollar. That's your hard-earned working taxpaying dollar. Go out there and make sure you hold these folks, these city leaders and town leaders accountable. Because if you don't, you're not holding yourself accountable. That's why you don't go. You don't care about your bang on your buck, which is who's getting up there speaking. You don't care about the places like CCA, Center Community for Alternatives. You don't care about a lot of these programs. You don't care who people who help people vote to get out there. You don't care. Just recently, yesterday, the governor put in a bill that I was on board with, that I marched for. I spoke with city leaders daily for the last several years. Clean slate. We had a lot of co-sponsors, a lot of city reps on it. You know what I mean? Wow. Senators was on it. For the first year, the floor wasn't having it. They didn't do nothing with that, the bill. Second year, the Senate had, the floor didn't budge. And this year, they all bogged in. Now the governor got it signed. The Clean Act bill. Go check it out, folks. I was one of those members that's out there fighting in New York, Albany, all that. Rochester, Buffalo, Utica. And so again, black folk and brown folk, let's get out. Let's talk about it. What policy that scares you? What policy make you feel like, hey, then regardless of what I vote, whoever I vote for, it won't matter. What policy is that? You know, I sat next to having breakfast with um the city I took over Joni Mahoney's job. What was Joni Mahoney's job again? No, she was no, she was I forget. I can't the name. I can't figure what she was. The county exec. Yeah, Ryan. And the county exec. I sat next to him in breakfast last week. He said, "Jay, gotta get on voting around, man. We're doing good things. We got good things in front of us." And we back to back. I'm sitting in one seat at one of the nice diners in Syracuse, and the guy was out there. A lot of inner city folks, a lot of men in business, women, white, purple, black, and green was sitting in his diner, and he was out there. He was eating breakfast. He was saying, "Hey, go out and vote. I got some new stuff, man. I got some stuff I want you guys to hear. I got some new stuff coming up to the city of Syracuse. I got streets and roads being built over. And as we speak, Highway 81 is going down. You know, that project is really going to be good. It's really, I mean, it's starting off a little rocky because traffic is everywhere, which is cool. You know, I'm a person who grew up in the Big Dig in Boston. Started in 1990, and I was so beautiful all the tunnels there. So I knew Syracuse got change coming. Change is on its way, folks. Ryan McMahon, that's his name, county legislator. You know, I sat next to him. You know, it's out there. Folks, we got to get out and vote for things we like. You know, got to get out there and vote. Miss Tamika, I got to get her last name. Got to get her last name.
She's on the school board.
Let's get her last name. Okay. Because we're talking out loud. I want to say the wrong thing on camera. Yeah. Yeah. Tamika Barnett. Tamika Barnett. That's her name. Miss Barnett. I'm proud of you, of what you have become, what you want to do for these children, what are you doing for the community. I got a short story with Miss Barnett. Last year, about a year and a half ago, me and the wife went to a game, Syracuse Chiefs. I love baseball. I drug Keisha out the house. I think it was a birthday week for me. And Miss Barnett had, she does barbecue. She has a barbecue pit of that nature. She had it out there at the ballpark. And I was shocked. I'm like, okay, you got your restaurant out here? She's like, yeah, Jay. And I spent my money. I banged with my buck. And I had a good time out there. And she was out there. And a lot of other places, a basketball tournament she gave at, what's that, Central Tech, just several months ago for a lot of the kids. The 10K. It was 10K the kids got, the teams. She was right in the middle of that. She was one of the hosts, one of the founders. So Miss Barnett, this is for you. We got, you know, we need folks to get out there and do and vote on people like you and be who you were. You before you was voted on. You work for those positions, the firewoman position, as well as being chief. And then in your next position. I'm gonna find out what that was. I heard you won, which is I'm proud of that. I'm definitely proud of that one. I'm definitely proud of that. You know, and Neatra Bullock, it's your time to run for mayor, Miss Lady. It's your time to run. You done gave the city a lot of work, and you still continuously putting in service. I think you should be that next one in the next mayoral election. I think your name should be put in that hat. I really do. I don't think city council. I think you're bigger than city council. I think you need your voice to be heard and everything repping Syracuse. I really think you can do a lot of justice. I'm not saying the previous mayor or the incoming mayor is doing great or bad. I just know what you can do, and what I would more want for my people is you to be a leader. And again, folks, I'm just shouting out things we need to do and people's in leadership if you don't know, that I will vote for and that I do stand by. But you probably have your own. If you're a Republican, if you're in the middle, you for the people, you for that party, the Green Party, go out and vote, folks. This policy, black and brown, we need to really get in tune. And for the folks who are, kudos to you. Kudos to you. You know, this is a time in life when the economy is inflating, everything's expensive. It's hell. I'm down to healthcare. Oh my God. You name it. Childcare, rent, car note, even going to the local games and buying something on the local arenas. Eshua, 16 ounce, I think it's $10. Yeah, it's serious right now. Them famous Italian sausage, they $14. So folks, we gotta get out there. We gotta get out there and vote. And get our economy where we live at. The stores, the mom and pop stores and the supermarkets where we live at. Let's big up them. Bring the monies back to their community. Let's get in front of that. Don't be afraid of the policies. Not be afraid of policies. What I mean by that is going out and vote. Believe in what you want. Get spoken on. Write a petition. I'm going to tell you right now. Get a petition. Say, hey, this is what we don't want here no more. We want to clean up the street corners. We want to help the homeless folks not be in certain places because we don't want that scene. We don't want them out like that. Get a petition. Go next door. Go down the street. Knock on the door. It works. Trust me. I was just on a campaign. And I was contemplating on running for city council or New York State rep or assemblyman. And I found out the wherewithal. I was around the right people. And Niacha Bullock is one of the persons I was with every day in Albany, traveling daily, speaking my mind, being in front of the camera, talking to these senators. And this one I bring out in particular, Manuel Redley. He lives in the city of Syracuse. He's a prominent Democrat. I think he's a conservative. If you ask me, this is my opinion. We had several discussions on a lot of policies, especially the pro-justice side. And we was there. We was interested from being on the same page. We was interested off. And he just didn't like a certain area that he think a certain crime commits life in jail. No coming home. And I totally disagree. And telling you the story, folks, is because you get out and vote. You override guys like that. Because the reason why he felt that way, because it was something dear to his heart. A loved one got killed by someone who came home, who was older, and raped and murdered her. He thinks if you got that charge, clean slate or another bill can help you. He's going to make sure of that. That was his thing. And other heinous crimes, so did that. And my thing was, okay, I get that. I definitely get that. Rape, murder somebody, you're going to do the time. But if you do the time and you paid your dues to society, and whatever the maximum sentence or whatever you get in court, whatever the judge lay down, you do that, you're rehabilitated. You done did the time, no matter what we talk about. A man or woman shouldn't be held accountable any more time and then the law says. My opinion, just my opinion. But again, if we don't go out and vote, we don't go and have our voice heard by our vote, we no good. And these are policies we talk about. But to get a policy heard, get a policy thought about or talked about, you have to go out and vote. In the black and brown community, we done seen it more too often. We don't even, some of us be like, nah, that ain't me. My dad didn't do it. My mama didn't do it. Excuse me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to force my kids to do it. And it's sad. It's sad in a way that it could be a principal, something small. Don't know, principal's not small, but a principal that's been nagging. She was a nag when you was in school, nag when your little brother went. Now your kids, they're like, yo, this principal, dad, mom, this principal don't like me. Policies are put in place to get people like that out. Go. I know a city council today. I don't know what type of work he do. I don't know if he even doing any work. But he's city councilman. I know a guy who ran for city council. Lord help me, it scared me that he was on a ballot. But that's just my opinion. Some people wants to see their favorite or people their favorite. Yeah. So that's all we're saying is you like a policy, someone you know is favored, go and vote for them. And that's all I'm trying to tell you. Not who I do or don't like. That don't matter. But excuse me. But it's all about what policy you want in, what vote you want to affect you, your home, and your community, and your kids. Period. Black folks, there was a time when black folks and brown folks didn't have the wherewithal to vote. It wasn't even in the vocabulary. You better not try it. Now we do, and we're still not doing it. Or we're not paying attention. Or like Nicole said, we just don't care. So again, I love these conversations, but I don't want to be in a conversation with ignorancy because you ignorant. You ain't never tried it, so how can you even conversate with me about doing it? Or you're afraid, and I get in that conversation. I can sort of show you the persuasive way where I got there, and the means of that. Because at the end of the day, if you like policy, you like bills, you like structure around you. For instance, your neighbor throwing garbage out in the corner, but the garbage cans are in front of the house. There's policies for that. There's codes for that. Yeah. You go to your neighborhood town hall meeting, your neighborhood watch, you voice your opinion, you get other neighbors around there to sign a petition, and stuff will happen. That would get addressed. We talk about the bigger things. Let's talk about the bigger things. Let's talk about gun control. Let's talk about that. Right? Can we talk about that?
Go ahead.
Gun control, right? We talk about gun control. Oh, these guns in the street. Mm-hmm. Black folk didn't make that. Black folk can't go out and get them. We don't got license. A lot of black folk do got license. You're right, black folk don't manufacture them. But guess what? But if you win a petition or vote for certain of these bills, your voice will be heard. It will be heard just like that. You know, you will have to understand the levels of comfortability that you want to live to. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's ways for that. Rent control. It's meetings for that. It's lobbyists for that. People petition stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Section 8. Black folk, I'm begging. I'm telling you. Start opening up them big eyes, them big mouths. That powerful, majestic tone you have. Because we do. I'm one of them. And get out there and suggest. Get out there and write. Get out there and voice it. Get out there and vote, folks. I don't know what this election got to this past week. 10 days, I think it was. Mm-hmm. But we soon gonna find out, or some of us already know. So if you didn't vote, if you didn't participate, you can't be scared of something that you don't know nothing about. No more that old rhetoric. Oh, the white man this, the white man that, the white man that. Black folk. It was just a secret meeting. Where co-host? Where that secret meeting was held at, with the Israeli woman saying what?
Oh boy, in America.
Can you speak on it, please? Can you elaborate on what she said?
There was a meeting held in America on our soil, and the prime minister from Israel, a woman, she came to America and spoke to the American people.
American Israelis.
Yeah. She said the biggest threat to them in Israel is the young black generation. Repeat that. Young black generation. That says a lot.
That says a whole lot. So for us telling you that news, which we've been announcing it all week, get it together. We got folks in other continents like, hey,
looking at us.
If black folk get that power in hand, they step up by themselves on a lonesome or get with a certain party, we got a problem. And so you got to think, and this is my opinion, on the other side of that is you got some people who's on the other side saying, hey, you better vote for me because if they get power, black and brown, it's over for you. So that's inferior. On a lot of those districts, a lot of those maps, those small cities in place that Obama won in and Trump won in, whoa. Those type of folks do not want black folk to have any type of power, period, when it comes down to their safety, when it comes down to their way of life, and their way of arbitrating, and their way of voting, their way of just standing proud of who they are. I'm not talking about the Proud Boys. I'm not talking about this white supremacy. I'm talking about some people you work around every day, you live around, don't want black leaders, black or brown, or Chinese, or Japanese,
Or Native American.
or Native American. You're done. You're duped. You're stooped. If these people had their way. So black folk, let's get with these policies. Stop being scared. Get off your keister. Because you're already taking it out the wallet and giving it up. Because taxes are huge in New York State and around the country, as I know. But we live in New York State, so we're going to talk about New York State. Get off your keister. Get off your behind. Open your eyes to these policies. Go to these meetings. I don't care if it's 5 or 10 minutes. And a lot of them is on Zoom. A lot of them. You got CCA, which helps a lot of the big ones. And there's other organizations that do it too well. A lot of coalitions out there. And you can find out quick what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on in your city, in your state, quick. Somebody will applaud you for asking them. And will gladly let you know who, what, where, and how. Assemblyman Meeks from Rochester. He told me one day, he said, Works, we downstairs eating lunch in Albany. State House. He goes, man, all this power down here. What if we really had that power? What if we really went out and voted and protest? Like we do on the coalition with CCA. It'd be some brilliant things going on. He looked at him. I said, y'all, you in Rochester. Rochester's in the uproar right now, at the time. And he said, yeah, I don't have the city leaders you guys have. Only a few of us in Buffalo and Rochester. And they beg to differ. In Buffalo, when it comes down to black folk, is a more prosperity with white leaders than blacks. More prosperity. More whites than black leaders. He said, man, we got to get with it. And Mr. Meeks, I heard you. That's what this podcast came about. I'm with it. Uplifting my people, getting them knowledgeable, and not saying just my people. Because I don't know a lot of you black folk or brown, I don't know you. Some of you don't care to know me. But this word is compelling to come out this mouth and that beautiful mouth over there. We laying it down in knowledge, in belief, in public opinion, in news of the day. Go figure. And our news of the day always going to be street savvy. We're going to be savvy with the news, in the news of the day, in our opinions. That makes us street
Savvy.
There you go. So, folks, to throw it out, to get you out there, please, folks, go out and vote. Believe in the policies. Stop being scared. Be aware.
Get educated.
Get educated on what you have to do to uplift your surroundings. So again, from the host with the most, Jay Works, and the co-host,
Kristen Bouchard,
of the year, the best female dress co-host, Kristen Bouchard. And by the way, America, please make sure you subscribe and like and share these lovely quotes. God bless you, America. Have a good night.